Did back another video. Oh boy, we had 128 players when this US Open started 2 weeks ago. Now we have only 2 left men standing. And who are those 2 left men standing? It is, of course, the world number 1, Jannik Sinner, versus the world number 2, Carlos Alcaraz. I'm here to preview this US Open final 2025 between these 2 beasts that are the new alpha hunters of tennis, Jannik Sinner versus Carlos Alcaraz, who they have won the last 7 Grand Slam titles, and now they will win their 8th Grand Slam title in a row. In the 2024 season, they won 2 Grand Slam titles each. Jannik Sinner won Auger-Aliassime Open and the US Open. Carlos Alcaraz won French Open and Wimbledon. And in this 2025 season, Jannik Sinner won the Auger-Aliassime Open, Carlos Alcaraz won the French Open, Jannik Sinner won the Wimbledon, and now they will compete for the last Grand Slam title of this 2025 season. It is a blockbuster final, my tennis friends all around the world. These are the 2 tennis players that are dominating tennis on the men's side. These are above everybody else. Djokovic is the clear 3rd best player in the world. It is like this: Alcaraz and Sinner are up here, Djokovic is here, and then we have all the other players that we don't even see where they are. But they are very low, under Djokovic. Djokovic is here, and then we have Alcaraz and Sinner way above Djokovic. Yeah, my tennis friends on the world, this is the final that we all predicted. This is not any rocket science. We knew that these 2 players will face each other for the 3rd consecutive Grand Slam final. We saw them for the first time face each other in a Grand Slam final a couple of months ago at French Open. One of the greatest tennis matches of all time. A match where Carlos Alcaraz won after 4 hours and 29 minutes, after coming back from 2 sets to love down and after saving 3 championship points in the 4th set. And then they face each other for the 2nd Grand Slam final in a row at Wimbledon, a match where Jannik Sinner won in 4 sets. And now, here we are. They are facing each other for the 3rd consecutive Grand Slam final here in New York at Flushing Meadows. And I'm here to talk about it. Jannik Sinner, who just defeated Auger-Aliassime in 4 sets after 3 hours and 20 minutes. It was a tough battle after he won the first set 6-1 and gave Auger-Aliassime a breadstick. I thought with myself that, all right, here we go again. Another straight set victory for Jannik Sinner. But Auger-Aliassime, for Jannik Sinner, another straight set victory for Jannik Sinner. Auger-Aliassime said, no. I'm not going down that easy. And Felix did one of his best sets of his life, if not his best set of his life, in that 2nd set, where he dropped 1 point on his serve. Only 1 point. He was just beast mode in that 2nd set, especially on the serving, where he won 94% when his first serve in that 2nd set, and where he won 100% of his 2nd serves. He dropped only 1 point on his serve in that 2nd set, Auger-Aliassime, and that was a first serve where he dropped 1 point. Behind his 2nd serve, he won all of his 2nd serves, which was 5 2nd serves he used, and he won all of them. So he was crushing his serves in that 2nd set and won that 2nd set very deservedly, 6-3. And it is that way you need to play to beat Sinner. You need to be kind of a beast mode, but it is easier said than done to be able to play that way. Of course, it is more or less impossible. So Felix could not keep on that level throughout the match, even though he never went down in quality. He played great tennis until the last point actually, but he was never beast mode more than that second set. Jannik won the third set 6-3, and then Jannik Sinner won the fourth set 6-4. But Felix should not feel ashamed of his performance. Jannik Sinner, who did a good match according to me, 11 aces, 4 double faults, lands too little first serve sin. He needs to be higher of his first percentage of serves. He landed only 54% first serve sin, but won 76% on his first serve, won 67% on his second serve, broke Felix' serve 4 times out of 11 break push opportunities that he had, and did 33 winners and 22 unforced errors. He does 11 more wins than unforced errors, and an entire match he wins 120 points. There we have Jannik Sinner's stats. Felix stats: 9 aces, 5 double faults, 65%. He won beyond his first serve. No, 9 aces, 5 double faults. He landed 65% first serves, which was pretty good. He won 71% in his first serve, which is good, especially against a great returner like Sinner. And he won 46% in his second serve. There you have the biggest difference in the match. Jannik won 67% in his second serve. Felix won only 46% in his second serve. Why is that? Because Jannik Sinner was the much better player from the baseline. He controlled the baseline better than Felix, and of course, he returned Felix' second serves much better. So that's why Jannik Sinner won 67% in his second serve, and Felix won only 46% in his second serve. Felix broke Sinner's serve only once, despite having a lot of break punch opportunities. He had 10 break punch opportunities the entire match and only was able to break once, which was in that second set, the only set that he won. So Felix really had a lot of break punch opportunities. He had 5 break punch opportunities in that second set, and he converted in one of those 5 break punch opportunities. And also Felix had 5 break punch opportunities in the fourth set, and he couldn't convert any of those 5 break punch opportunities in the fourth set, despite having more break punch opportunities than Sinner in that fourth set. Actually, Sinner, I believe, had 3 break punch opportunities in that fourth set, and he converted in one of that. So Sinner outclutched Felix when it comes to the big points. So anyway, Felix converted one of his 10 break punch opportunities and did 36 winners and 41 unforced errors. So Felix does 5 more unforced errors than winners. And all in all, Felix won 100 points in the entire match. Sinner won 120 points the entire match. So Sinner won 20 more points than Felix the entire match. Exactly like Alcaraz actually against Djokovic, where Alcaraz won 101 points the entire match, and Djokovic won 81 points the entire match. The difference is that Alcaraz won his match in straight sets. Sinner dropped 1 set here against Felix. But Felix did a really, really good match. He really threw the entire kitchen sink towards Sinner. The entire kitchen sink. He was hitting the ball huge, with especially his forehand. He was going toe-to-toe with Sinner. He was playing close to the baseline. He was taking he was aggressive on Sinner's second serves. So he was going big on his returns on Sinner's second serve. So he was really trying everything out there, but Sinner is just too clean of a ball striker. He's the best ball striker in the world, Jannik Sinner. So it is not easy taking 3 sets from Sinner when you have a weak backhand like Felix has. That is Felix's biggest weakness, according to me, his backhand. So Sinner squeezed a lot of unforced errors from Felix's backhand. But Felix should not feel ashamed. He's done a great tournament and defeated 2 top 10 players on his way to the semi-final stage. He defeated Zverev in the third round, and he defeated Diminaur in the quarterfinal. Both of those two guys are top 10 players. All right, enough about that. Sinner is through to his 6th Grand Slam final and to his 2nd US Open final. And now Sinner also became the 4th player in Open era to play all the Grand Slam finals in the same calendar year. The only 3 other players who has done this unbelievable achievement is Rod Laver, Roger Federer, and Novak Djokovic. Sinner is now the 4th ever player to play all the 4 Grand Slams in the same calendar year. Yeah. So, and now Sinner also is playing his 5th consecutive Grand Slam final, because we all know that he played the Grand Slam final last year at US Open, a title where he won, and then also has played all 4 Grand Slam finals this year, 2025, and has won 2 out of those 3 Grand Slam finals that he has played this year. Let's see if he can win 3 out of 4 Grand Slam finals that he has played this year, 2025. All right, let's go to the preview about the final between Jannik Sinner and Carlos Alcaraz. I will be honest with my tennis fans all around the world. This is the hardest match for me to predict. Predicting the quarterfinal matches was not hard for me. I was right in all of them. Predicting the semifinal matches was not hard for me. I was right in both of them. This one is the hardest one to predict. And it should be the hardest one because it is the final. And also it is because they are very close in level against each other. So it is not easy picking the winner between these two. The head-to-head is 9-5 in Carlos Alcaraz's favor. In majors, it is, let me think here, Carlos has won 2 matches at French Open, 2024 and 2025. 2024 in semi-final, 2025 in final. He has won 1 match at the US Open, 2022. It was where they faced each other for only time they faced each other at the US Open was 3 years ago. That match, Carlos won in 5 sets after saving one match point. So there, Carlos have 3 victories in slams against Sinner. 2 at French Open, 1 at the US Open. They have never faced each other at the Australian Open, and Sinner's victories in slams over Carlos are both of those victories are at Wimbledon. 2022 Wimbledon, in the 4th round, Sinner defeated Carlos, and 3 years later, Sinner defeats Carlos in Wimbledon as well. Now this time he defeated Carlos in the Wimbledon final. So it is 3-2 in Carlos Alcaraz's favor in Grand Slam matches. When it comes to Grand Slam finals, it is 1-1, even Steven. They have faced each other in Grand Slam finals 2 times before. Both of those 2 times have been this year, French Open and Wimbledon, and it is 1-1. So now one of these 2 guys will take a 2-1 lead in Grand Slam finals. Who will that guy be? I will try to figure that out in this video. If you look at the last meeting in Grand Slam, I'm not counting that Cincinnati final, but yeah, Sinner was sick. He, after 5 games, when he was 5-love down, he retired in that match. Now we are focusing on Grand Slam finals. Last time they faced in the Grand Slam final was at Wimbledon final, a match where Sinner won in 4 sets. Sinner was really, really good in that final. Unbelievably good. He landed 62% first serve sin, I remember, and he won 75% behind his first serve, and he won 60% behind his second serve in that final. And he broke Carlos' serve 4 times out of 9 break point opportunities that he had in that final, and did 40 winners and 40 unforced Jannik Sinner, and was very, very impressive on the net. He attacked the net 40 times and won 30 of those net approaches, which makes it to 75% successful at the net. So it was really good stuff from Sinner there. Carlos Alcaraz had he had not high percentage of first serves in that final, in that Wimbledon final. He had 53% first serves in, which is too low. He won 75% on his first serve, exactly the same amount as Sinner won. The difference was that Carlos won 51% on his second serve. So Sinner did a better job in winning points behind his second serve. Sinner won 60% behind his second serve in that Wimbledon final. Carlos won 51% behind his second serve. Carlos broke Sinner's serve 2 times out of 6 break point opportunities that he had in that Wimbledon final, and Carlos did 38 winners in that final and 36 unforced errors. So he does 2 more winners than unforced errors. But at the net was the most thing I was surprised. Carlos attacked the net only 23 times in that final and won 17 of those net approaches, which makes it to 74% successful. So Sinner attacked the net almost double times as Carlos did, which I didn't expect him to do that. It is usually the other way around. It is Carlos who attacks the net more than Sinner, but not in that final. And because Sinner, I don't know, he just had a different game plan. It was not necessary that he wanted to attack the net that much, but he was so clinical and so offensive and played so close to the baseline. And Carlos didn't have the chance to attack the net so much because Sinner didn't give him room and opportunities to do that. Because I think that Carlos wished to attack the net more in that Wimbledon final, but Sinner didn't allow him to do that. I think it was a clear game plan for Sinner to attack the net more than Alcaraz, and Sinner executed that game plan perfectly. So Sinner did an absolutely fabulous match in that Wimbledon final. If we go back to the French Open final, Sinner landed very low first percentage of first serves. He landed in that French Open final a couple of months ago 54% first serves in. And Carlos landed 58% first serves in. And I thought to myself, coming into that Wimbledon final, Sinner needs to raise his first percentage of first serve compared to what he had in that French Open final. And he did. He did that. In that French Open final, Sinner landed 54% first serve in. Carlos landed 58% first serve in. Then, in the Wimbledon final, Sinner raised that first percentage of first serves to 62%. Carlos went down. He landed only 53% first serve in that Wimbledon final. So, coming into this US Open final, what will be the key for Sinner to win the match? For Sinner to win the match will be the key. He needs to raise his first percentage of first serve. He can't come away against Felix Auger-Aliassime. Felix Auger-Aliassime is a good player, absolutely. He has done a really great tournament in this year's US Open. Like I said, he has knocked out 2 top 10 players on his way. But Carlos Alcaraz is not Felix. Carlos Alcaraz is a better player than Felix Auger-Aliassime. Carlos Alcaraz is a 5-time Grand Slam champion. So Sinner had landed 54% first serve in this match against Felix. So Sinner needs to raise his first percentage of first serve against Carlos. That is the key. Because every time Sinner has had low percentage of first serves, he has lost the matches against Carlos Alcaraz, at least majority of the times, at least the last matches that he has faced Carlos Alcaraz in Grand Slam finals. I'm talking about mostly in that French Open final where Sinner landed 54% first serve sin, and we all know what happened. When he raised that first percentage of first serve in Wimbledon, 62%, Sinner won that final in 4 sets. So that is a key for Sinner. He needs to have high percentage of first serves. He cannot be under 60%. Another key for Sinner is he needs to hug the baseline like he usually does. He needs to dictate, which he did in that Wimbledon final. He needs to bully around Carlos Alcaraz and not vice versa. Because the player who dictates usually win these two guys' matches. The player who dictates usually is the winner between these two guys. So Sinner needs to dictate. And also Sinner needs to try to attack the net like he did in that Wimbledon final. And he did that with very, very big success. He needs to give Carlos Alcaraz his own medicine, which he really did in that Wimbledon final. And also, of course, like always in tennis, he needs to outclass Carlos Alcaraz. Sinner has been really good in saving break points in this US Open edition tournament so far. He has been saving a lot of break points. Sinner has gotten his serve broken 4 times in 6 matches, 3 times against Denis Shapovalov and 1 time against Auger-Aliassime. 4 times. He has dropped 2 sets in 6 matches. So he has been serving pretty good. It is not like he has dropped his serve in only 2 matches out of 6 matches that he has won. And both of those 2 matches that he has dropped his serve has been against Canadian dudes. Denis Shapovalov, he dropped his serve 3 times, and against Auger-Aliassime, he dropped his serve once. But in all the other 4 matches, he has not dropped his serve. So that is great stuff from Jannik Sinner. So Jannik Sinner, he needs to take charge. What does players say when they face Jannik Sinner? They say he rushes you. He takes time away from you. He just doesn't let you breathe. And that is exactly what Jannik Sinner needs to do against Carlos. He just needs to play a fabulous match. And starting with having high potential first serve. Because history tells us that when he has low percentage of first serves against Carlos, he usually loses. All right? So, because it is more important for Sinner to dictate and for Carlos. And I'm going to tell you why when I'm soon. I can tell you right now. Because Sinner he's a great mover, Sinner. No doubt about that. But Sinner is not as great of a mover as Carlos. Sinner can win tennis matches in one way. Attacking, taking all the time away from you and rushing you and not giving you space to breathe. That is the way Sinner beats his opponents, by taking and killing all the time away from them. And just not letting them dictate and just taking charge. Hitting the ball big from both wings, both forehand and backhand. That is the way Sinner beats his opponents. He doesn't have other ways, according to me at least. So, Sinner is the player who has maybe the best offense on the tour, maybe together with Alcaraz. And he needs to use that to win the final on Sunday, by just not letting Alcaraz breathe. Dominate the baseline. All right, what is Alcaraz's keys to win the match? Alcaraz's keys to win the match, he also needs to have high percentage of first serves, because when he had 53% first serves in that Wimbledon final, he lost in 4 sets. So he needs to have high percentage of first serve. This will be a competition who will land higher percentage of first serves in the match. Because every single time the player who has landed more higher percentage of first serve, it is that player who has won the matches. At least the last couple of matches between these two. So it is also a key for Alcaraz to have that. Another key for Alcaraz is that he needs to challenge Sinner's first strike tennis, which he does. He does. Both of these two players are unbelievably good in hitting so-called on the third shot, fifth shot, and seventh shots. The so-called diamond shots of tennis. They are unbelievably good on the third and fifth shot. Nobody is better than these two in the entire world. When they land their serve, first serve or second serve, especially the first serve, the third shot, they usually put it away with no problems. Nobody puts away the third shot like these two guys do. So Alcaraz needs to be clinical in the third and fifth shot, exactly like Sinner is. And both of these two guys can match each other's serve plus game. Their serve plus game needs to be on top. So that is a key for Alcaraz. Another key for Alcaraz is he needs to return really good. Because I saw Sinner doing some unbelievable returns against Felix Auger-Aliassime. Felix Auger-Aliassime was landing some bombs, and Sinner some way had a racket on the ball, and the ball was coming back. It was like seeing Novak Djokovic from 10 years ago. So I'm confused. I cannot decide who is the better returner. Is it Sinner or is it Alcaraz? Both of them are bloody great returners. So Alcaraz needs to challenge Sinner's return game. It will be a war who will win the return battle. Another key for Alcaraz is he needs to outclutch Sinner because Sinner is a clutch player. Like I've said, Sinner has saved a lot of break points in this tournament. Sinner have faced more break points against him than what Alcaraz has faced against him in this tournament. So Sinner has been really clutch in saving break points because he has faced more break points against him than what Alcaraz has faced break points against him in their 6 matches that they have won. So when the chips are down, when the clutch points are on the table, Alcaraz needs to be clutch and out-clutch Sinner. That is a key for Alcaraz. Another key for Alcaraz is he needs to try to attack the net more than Sinner, because that was not the case in Wimbledon. Because from the baseline, I have the feeling that Sinner has the upper hand over Alcaraz. You could hear it in that Wimbledon final when Alcaraz was saying to his team in Spanish, he's much better than me from the baseline. He's much better than me from the baseline. It was exactly those words that Alcaraz was saying to his team during the match. It was because Sinner won that match because he was the better player from baseline. And it is usually like that in tennis. In tennis, the player who wins the baseline game will win the match. This is 99% of the cases. So Alcaraz needs to challenge, he needs to try to attack the net more than he did in that Wimbledon final. Because if Alcaraz stays toe-to-toe with Sinner from a baseline, he will lose this match. Because I have the feeling, and I have the opinion that Sinner is at least slightly better player from the baseline. That's why Sinner won that Wimbledon final 2 months ago. Because he got Alcaraz exactly where he wanted him. He wanted him to stay on the baseline. He didn't want Alcaraz to attack the net so much. He didn't want that because Alcaraz only attacked the net 23 times in that Wimbledon final. And it was exactly what Sinner wanted. Because Sinner feels that if me and Alcaraz go blow after blow from a baseline and go toe-to-toe from a baseline, I most probably will win the match. So Alcaraz needs to avoid to stay too long from a baseline with Sinner. Because Sinner is such an unbelievable machine from a baseline. All right? So a big key for Alcaraz is to attack the net more than he did at Wimbledon. 23 times is way too little, according to me, to attack the net against Sinner. Against other players, it is Alcaraz doesn't need to attack the net. He can take them out from a baseline. And all the players in the world, he can take out them from a baseline. But against Sinner, who is an unbelievable clean ball striker, he needs to give Sinner different looks. He needs to play with variation. And is it someone who can do that? It is Alcaraz. He needs to attack the net. He needs to play drop shot. He needs to chip and charge. He needs just to make Sinner confused. But staying from a baseline and hitting blow after blow, blow after blow, blow after blow with Sinner, I think it is suicide. I think it is suicide. Many players have tried it. They have all lost. And Alcaraz will also do that if he doesn't attack the net more than 23 times like he did in that Wimbledon final. All right. Alcaraz has been playing unbelievable tennis in this 2025 US Open edition. He has not dropped one single set. He has dropped his serve only 2 times. So Alcaraz has had a slightly easier draw. I will be honest with that. Sinner has had tougher draw than Alcaraz. I don't know even if Djokovic actually is a tougher draw than what Felix was, because all respect to Djokovic, he's the greatest of all time, absolutely. But Felix maybe did his tournament of his life, and Djokovic didn't do his tournament of his life. And Djokovic is, after all, 38 years old. We cannot close our eyes for Novak's age. So Alcaraz was really not tested from Djokovic. He really was not. And Alcaraz was good against Djokovic, but he was not superior. He defeated Djokovic with his B level. He really did. It will require a higher level from Alcaraz against Sinner, and I think he will bring it. Alcaraz usually brings higher level against Sinner. Alcaraz has the higher ceiling, Sinner has the higher floor. So, pre-tournament, I thought that I said that Sinner will win US Open. I didn't say that with huge confidence. And I said that back then, I don't know if you guys remember it. When this final comes up, you never know, I will maybe change my pick. I usually don't change my pick. I usually stick to my guns. When I've said the player will win the tournament, 2 weeks before the tournament started, I usually stick to my guns. This time, I will do a rare thing and will change it. The reason why. Alcaraz can win matches in 2 ways. Sinner can win in 1 way. Attacking, attacking, attacking. Offense, offense, offense. Take time away, take time away, take time away. Alcaraz can do that exactly also. Alcaraz can match Sinner's power like nobody else can. But Alcaraz can also beat you with another strategy as well. By defending, by squeezing unforced errors from you. I've seen Sinner play tennis matches where he does more winners and unforced errors against all the other dudes. At least against the majority of dudes. When he faces Alcaraz, Alcaraz squeezes unforced errors from Sinner like nobody else. Why? Because Alcaraz is lightning fast. Sinner needs to hit a winner 3 times against Alcaraz, which is something he doesn't need to do against other players. Against other players, Sinner can hit 1 winner and he will hit through them. Against Alcaraz, he cannot hit through Alcaraz as easy as he hits to the other players. Another thing is that this court is not as fast as Wimbledon. This is medium fast court. This is not fast court like Wimbledon. I see this hard court in New York as slower than Wimbledon. This will favor Alcaraz. And also, Alcaraz is playing, he's just sky high on confidence. I believe that Alcaraz is a tough matchup for Sinner. I really believe. Alcaraz is a tough matchup for everybody in the world. But Sinner is crushing everybody. But he's not crushing Alcaraz. And Alcaraz is just, because this video is becoming really long, I have so much to say. Alcaraz doesn't want to end the year with 1 Grand Slam title and Sinner with 3. He really doesn't want that to happen. Of course, Sinner wants that to happen. Sinner wants to finish the Grand Slam year with 3 Grand Slam titles and Alcaraz with 1. Sinner wants to level up the Grand Slam race and make it to 5, exactly like Alcaraz. Alcaraz has 5 Grand Slam titles. Sinner has 4 at the current moment. So Sinner, of course, is really thirsty to make it to 5 all in Grand Slam titles. Of course. But I just feel that Alcaraz is maybe in his shape of his life. I just feel that Alcaraz is a little matchup problem for Sinner. The head-to-head 9-5 doesn't lie. Doesn't lie. So Alcaraz won 5 matches in a row before Sinner ended that streak in Wimbledon. Right? Alcaraz has won 6 matches out of the last 7 meetings that they faced each other. That should say something. Alright? Alcaraz can match Sinner's power. Alcaraz can defend when Sinner hits his huge strokes. Nobody can defend like Alcaraz can do. Alcaraz has the variation that nobody else has. And the court, he's middle fast. It is not super fast. It is not super slow. It is a middle fast court. And so this will make Alcaraz's life easier. Another thing is that Alcaraz is a huge warrior, a huge competitor, which Sinner also is. Alcaraz is a big match player. Sinner is that as well. But I have a feeling that Alcaraz is a bigger match player than Alcaraz. I'm sorry. Alcaraz is a bigger match player than Sinner. And Alcaraz really doesn't want to lose 2 Grand Slam finals in a row consecutively against Jannik Sinner. I really don't think he wants to do that. Another thing is that Alcaraz, he raises his game against Sinner. I saw Alcaraz against Djokovic. He didn't play his A game. He didn't even play maybe his B game. He was maybe C+ against Djokovic. If not C+, he was B-. But it was enough defeating a 38 years old who is in his decline. Alcaraz would not play with B- against Sinner. He will raise his level because he knows that he knows that it is the only way in defeating a tennis machine like Jannik Sinner. And I think that Alcaraz will raise his level. I really think so. Of course, I'm not sure. This is a really difficult match to predict. This is a 50-50 match, really. Whatever happens here, I'm not surprised. If Sinner wins, of course I will not be surprised. If Alcaraz wins, of course I will not be surprised. But I will give Alcaraz my slightest edge. I will do that. Because I think that of all the things I've said, I think Alcaraz will execute those things I've said better than Sinner. And another thing is that Alcaraz is a stronger physical. He's a stronger physical player than Sinner. His physicality is better than Sinner's. I saw Sinner in the 4th set against Felix. He was a little tired in the 4th set. He really was a little tired. I could see that when he was walking. I've seen Sinner play tennis for over 5 years. I can see when he's tired. Alcaraz stamina is better than Sinner's, and also Alcaraz 5-set record is also better than Sinner's. This is a hard one to predict. I will say Carlos Alcaraz will defeat Jannik Sinner in 5 sets. Of course, this match can go either way, but I will say that Carlos will win this one in 5 sets and will win his 6th Grand Slam title and will win his 2nd US Open title. Another thing is that nobody has defended a US Open title in 17 years. I thought that Sinner will do that 2 weeks ago. I'm not convinced now. I will give Alcaraz my slightest edge. Whenever I say a player will win in 5 sets, that means that that player has the slightest edge, not more than so. So I will say Carlos Alcaraz will defeat Jannik Sinner in 5 sets and win his 6th Grand Slam title and win his 2nd US Open title. Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and see you next time. Peace!